Hi, I'm LP Master 6. Do you like the satisfaction of your giant magic meter filling up every time you turn on the game or start your save file at least? Oh, even though we never use the magic meter because I don't do a lot of spin attacks and the 3 spells aren't all that useful. Maybe that's just me, but anyway, we are starting the Water Temple. I haven't mentioned this up to this point, but in 1998, everybody hated the Water Temple and said it was overly complicated and huge and impossible to navigate. Essentially, this is Eiji Aonuma's masterwork. This is his magnum opus of dungeons, as most people nowadays say. It's insanely complicated, hard to navigate. We will have to change the water level a lot. And at the moment, like, there's so many things we can see because of the central room and the different layers, different levels. There's so many different hookshot targets we can't do anything with. Some things will be underwater later, or not underwater later, and we can explore things differently as they go. So there's a lot to this place. These textures, I'm sure they look grainy now, but again, they just remind me of childhood, and I really like them. I think it's less of Windows 95, 98 because I did go back and look at some screensavers and they weren't as cool as I remembered, mainly because, I don't know, the pipes just really popped out on the CRT monitor, and now with the flat screen, it's just not cool. Alright, can I push it more? No. I can pull it out, but that's not going to do us any good because then we can't move. So I'm going to leave it like that for now, I guess. But it reminds me of Mario 64 at the very least, the very first game I ever owned. And I guess I am falling victim to the nostalgia. But again, it has its own charm for the time. Why does that move back? That's not fair. I worked hard pulling that giant block out. Whatever. Most people hate the Dungeon 1 because, you know, everything I mentioned before. I actually quite like it. It's kind of middle of the road for me, again. The Fire Temple is my favorite because it's concise. It's not overly difficult, but it's still challenging in its own right. Its theming is simple. You don't have to overthink it. It doesn't place too much of a focus on aesthetics. The Water Temple doesn't either. I really love this song. It's a really good song. We'll be hearing plenty of it, though, because I'm sure I'll have plenty of moments of silence. And as you can see, that's the entrance. So we may as well go ahead and fall down to another level, why don't we? Actually, let's try to do... Okay, we can't do anything there. Okay, there's an eye switch, but again, you can't use your bow underwater. In the central structure, we have this door we can't reach. Oh. No, okay, Link just slips. But we don't have a key anyway, so... Nope. But this looks pretty nice down here. But I just really like the simplicity more of the Fire Temple. I really love the idea of a dungeon that will absolutely frustrate me, and you just have to solve little piece by little tiny piece, and that's what the Water Temple is for me. I've beaten it 5 times? I can't remember how many times I've beaten this game. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th time, I think, that I've beaten this game. And I loved the Water Temple every time. I wouldn't really trade it because I like the Labyrinthian challenge. If it were every dungeon, it would piss me off. But you know what you're in for here, mainly because of its reputation. So I can see why a lot of people in 98 were pissed. But again, with the dungeon variety, the Forest and Fire Temples are the most jack of all trades. The first 2 you can do. And then you get this one, and then the other 2 temples are quite a bit different themselves. So we've got some nice variety going on. I don't know, the Forest Temple, I've really learned to love it. Right, I'm trying to just get the name. Spike! And for it, when it retracts, it spikes. Which, all you have to do is that. Also, the blood. There's blood when you kill enemies underwater with the bubbles. That is a rare detail for Nintendo. Why are there torches here underwater? We didn't go this way already, right? I'm going to be fumbling around, getting very confused, so I'm very sorry if you don't like these videos. Oh, you? If I'm right, Wayne? You're Wayne, aren't you? It's me, your fiance, Rudo, Princess of the Zoras. His face. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain. Totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. A lot of people like to give Sheik various pronouns. The game specifically says that Sheik is a man, though. We'll delve more into Sheik later again, but I do want to point that out. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet... I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Wayne, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me, quickly. I don't know why. Her feet make that so goofy. That's right, you're teaming up with Rudo. A lot of people make the joke that Link is actually engaged because of these lines in the game. Link never agreed to it. It specifically says in the narration, you don't know what she's talking about, but you got the Zora's Sapphire. So, Link's not engaged. She misunderstood and he misunderstood. It's more played for comedy. A lot of people actually list Rudo as Link's fiance. That's clearly not the case. As you can see, there is something bombable there. Don't let me forget that. That's weird. That was not supposed to look like that. Alright, we got a door here. Should I go in here first? Navi doesn't have anything to say about this. I know I'm swapping pronunciations for almost everything in the game over and over. I apologize. Now we can fight spikes on land, and guess what? They die the exact same way, so there's no point. I feel like my commentary is so bland. I've been falling back in that rut lately. When it's a big game, I feel like I'm just really bland, especially with this one. I've not felt the fear of my commentary. Like, I've been so nervous about it. Like, I haven't felt like it this way since probably Mario 64, and I was much better at that game, so that kind of just came out naturally. But I feel like there's a million things to talk about with this game, and I'm just kind of terrified. You got the map! Woo! Let's look at exactly how frustrating this dungeon is going to be. 4 huge levels. And again, the water level. There's 3 different places to change it. What the hell is this about? That is one ugly texture. Okay, but I do have several notes. I got a bunch of new notes because my friend Galen sent me some videos. I read a bunch of interviews on Ocarina of Time and the series as a whole from 98 and 99. And it's all good stuff. We didn't do the thing. What am I doing? I'm sorry. We're already fucking up on the easy stuff. Sorry, I was a little cranky this morning because I wanted to be recording by 9, preferably 8:30. Also, this is what we have to do. Nope, not Epona song. Every time. Every fucking time. I want you to be imposter. Yeah, lowering the water level, baby. Ooh. Can we do that thing? No. I missed it. Okay, so we gotta have the water level differently to go bomb that spot. I almost always forget about that. I want some hearts. Nope, we already broke you, so we're not gonna get anything, I guess? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, the torch is underwater. We can't use Deku sticks. That's fine, though, because we can finally use our bow here. Can I, please? Ooh, they make you work for it a little bit. This is the first time you have to do this, and if we had fire arrows, which I still can't find a video. And Galen says he's never seen a speedrunner do it, and he watches a lot of speedruns. Of course, there's not much of a point to try to get the fire arrows early with the hook shot like we were trying to do. Shellblade, its internal muscle is its weak point. Ugh. Again, these are more underwater enemies, so most of the enemies in this dungeon we can kill with just the hook shot. So they leave us arrows, but we can't kill them with arrows underwater. Oh, God. Oh, that was bad. That was a bad cough. I gotta drink up. Oh, is it the compass? Or is it a key? There's gonna be a lot of keys here. But I read in some guide that you can get fire arrows early, and I saw the one person on the internet mention it. But I can't find any other sources that you can get to Pierre with the hook shot like we were trying to do. So we're just going to get them after this dungeon before we end off the however many videos this temple is going to be. Alright, we never have to go back in that room again. So I believe we can go back. Since the water is at its lowest level now, i.e. mostly gone. Okay, I'm going to ignore the spikes. We already killed you guys. I don't know why you're respawning. But let's take a good look at the central structure here. Now, we can actually go in because that platform that was floating up there at the entrance, we can now use to get in there, which I might want to do, but I think I'll save it for a little bit. This still looks like a pagoda, which is a Japanese structure that looks kind of like this. I'm not sure what its purpose is. Maybe it's Chinese. I'm pretty sure it has its roots in Japanese culture. Maybe it's in both cultures. I don't know. Maybe I should have done pagoda research before, but initially it even resembled even more closely a pagoda. We're actually going to need all of these items quite a bit. We'll just get the ocarina back out later when we want to change water levels again. That's not a big deal. And oh, I never finished saying, the other complaint is you constantly have to go back to the equipment menu and swap between boots. This was fixed in the remake where any other boots were made into items instead of equipment slots. So you could just do it like any other item, which is much better than having to do this, but this is not that bad. I was anticipating it was going to be a major annoyance. It is a mild annoyance at worst. I don't know why everybody constantly bitches about it, but ever since the advent of the video essays popularity in the mid-2010s, the late 2010s, I would say. Oh, oops. Oh, well, this isn't timed, so that's fine. All right, we finally get to use a hookshot target in this dungeon for the first time, even though they're everywhere. And oh, we have what a lot of people refer to as the Bijaron sword, and that kills me. It's so good. Oh, I love having this weapon. Next time I play, I'm definitely doing Ice Cavern first. Oh my god, this tripped me up for so long. At some point in the game, I think we got it earlier, somebody gave us a hint that there are certain switches, maybe it was a Gossip Stone, that can only be hit with a spin attack. This is the one. The only one in the game, I believe. That's it. That's how you get 1 out of 5 Skulltulas for the Water Temple. We have 78 tokens now. I cannot believe it. We are making a ton of progress in this game, and it feels so crazy. It may be over in this group of recording days for me. I might actually, because I have 4 days off in a row. Yesterday we hung out with my friend Cody. It was supposed to be next Saturday. We planned this on January 1st. We were going to hang out all day for like 12 hours and make music. We ended up hanging out for 2 hours, maybe 2. It was closer to 2.5 before he left. And we didn't make any music. We just hung out. But it was fun. So I took the day off for that. And now I got the next 3 days off to just do this. I want to focus entirely on Zelda. I may not finish it right now, but that's my goal. I'm not finishing it today, obviously. The Water Temple is going to, no pun intended, drain me. Ooh, pusha pusha. No, don't do this. But Galen also sent me a video, and he was making fun of it by Liam6, saying, you want to see a guy reach like he's Mr. Fantastic for 12 minutes? It was a theory that initially this dungeon didn't have underwater sections very much, and the iron boots weren't the central focus. Instead, the ice cavern was going to give you a later item that ended up becoming optional and extremely underwhelming, and that the iron boots were shoehorned into the ice cavern and made the focus of this later, because they did say, based on item arrangement, that a lot of dungeons, including this one, had to be redesigned. Oh, they hop after you shoot them, so they're really annoying. That's okay, I'll just jump down. That is not a big deal for me. I don't remember why you want to kill him. Isn't there we hook shot to get back up out of here? What do we do? Okay, yes. Oh, I forgot how fluid that is, because we haven't had to swap from the bow to the hook shot yet. This is where the gameplay gets really good, if you ask me. I don't know. There's still combat in here, but it's mostly just hook shotting everywhere and shooting things. It feels so good. Oh, duh. There's a switch right there. This is introducing this little puzzle? That doesn't get too intricate, but I also love the door design here. It's really good. Alright, hookshot target, and we got a room with a current, sure. But, you know, and I was making fun of this video at first because he got a lot of the enemy names wrong. Also, I've seen so many people claim that the Geru from Zelda 2 are actually Lizalfos, or Lizalfos, as a lot of people pronounce it, that debut in this game. No, they are never, ever implied by any official media to be the same enemy. Do not disrespect Geru, please. They were my favorite enemy in Zelda 2, which is a very underrated game. And also, in interviews, a lot of people, the designers said they wanted to make this as much like Zelda 2 as possible because they love Zelda 2. Especially Koizumi, which makes sense because he was working on that Zelda 2 remake that failed very early on with Miyamoto during Star Fox 1's development. I don't have a clue what that did, but it's on a timer, so we need to go. Oh, that's what it did. Don't log me out, bitch. Actually, you know what? I am not going to kill you guys. It is not worth it. So, goodbye. I'm sorry. I know the goodbye is getting really old, but I can't help myself. Where are we now? Do we want to be here? This is another... Oh, it felt like it was going to be a dead-end Skulltula room, but I'm okay with this. Ooh, 2 keys. Nice. It feels so good to have a little stockpile of keys. Oh, this is on a timer too? It's dumb. Alright, let's just get on with it. We're not going to get anything from killing these. I always want to kill every enemy in a dungeon because I just feel like it's going to... No, I don't want that garbage. So I feel like I could miss out on a chest. What am I doing? Why did I do that? Is there anything else we want in here? Did we? Okay, we went to the bottom. I feel like I didn't explore it all that thoroughly. Okay, no, we did. I'm thinking of an entirely different game. A similar room in a different game. My bad. Alright. Ooh, I love the current just sloshing you about. Can we... Oh, yeah, you can't use your hook shot when you're floating. Only when you're iron bootsing underwater. Okay, is that all this little area does? That's not the button I wanted, but that was a very cool sound. Okay, actually, I never drank up. My throat is really dry. Oh, okay. Oh, that was some good water. I drank up quite a bit of water and looked at my notes, and more about that Liam6 video, which I've heard that guy's name a bunch. I've never seen one of his videos, but what else does he do? I need to look into that because I've heard his name so many times and I can't think of why or where. But he was talking about how the dungeon may have originally had an ice focus. And that much is true. I didn't hear him mention that. I said that the Forest Temple and the Forest Medallion were originally the Wind Temple and Wind Medallion. Well, the same is true for... Oh, that's right. The iron boots won't help you. Or, not the iron boots. Floating up, you have to use the hook shot. I don't know why I think that's clever. That's probably the least clever thing I've called clever yet, but... Whatever. I'm excited about it, so that's good enough for me. But, I'm sorry. What was I saying? Yes, originally this was going to be the Ice Temple, and there was going to be the Ice Medallion. No Water Temple or Water Medallion whatsoever. So the Ice Cavern maybe initially didn't exist, and what ideas they had for the Ice Temple were put in that. Is this... Okay, that's where we saw Rudo, so I don't think we've... Or have we been this way and we just couldn't do anything? This is where... Yeah, okay. We can't do anything here. Yep. Nope. We're stuck. There's no point in doing that. So we may as well go to the central structure now. We know one thing we can do at a medium water level, so I have got to keep that in mind. The fact that enemies respawn way more than they should is really frustrating. At least it's not a Kirby game, though. My God. Oh, enemy respawn rates there are atrocious. Now, this room, you might think, huh? And I often go, huh, in this room, but this looks so good for this game's horrible graphical standards. I don't know why. All right, we could go in there first. That sounds pretty appetizing. Because I don't know what's in here, so let's do that before we change the water. Okay, we know not to go in here. Does lighting this do anything? Oh, I bet this is just another way to do this. Okay, yeah, it's not that lenient. I just wanted to see. Okay, yeah, nice and simple. That's obviously not going to stay. However, can't do anything with these yet because of the water level. That's fine. Alright, let's just go back in and change the water level again because that's what they want us to do. Can I jump here? Yeah, how convenient. Konbini. That's not actually what convenient is in Japanese. That's actually what convenient stores are called. Oh, I did it on the first try. I didn't play Epona's song on accident. Good job, me. Pasta wa is overrated. I don't know why people think pasta water is an important ingredient in recipes. It's the same as regular water. It's an umami booster. Don't get me started. My friend Cody, I love him and I'm glad he had fun making a gourmet recipe for chili. I was like, if you put apple cider vinegar or chocolate in that chili, people are going to hate it. They're going to fucking hate it. And like, I'm glad you're having fun, but if your goal is to win the chili cook-off, all these southern people are not going to like it. This trips me up every time I play the game. Moving the platform by making it float, you open up this hole. But I finally remembered it. Remembered it now. After the last time, I was like, "There's no way I'm ever forgetting that ever again." But he was like, "But don't you think the apple cider vinegar and the chocolate will counteract each other to be perfect umami boosters?" And I said, "The fact you're having to say this about apple cider vinegar and chocolate about a chili recipe is goddamn ridiculous." Oh yeah, this. It unleashes a bunch of monsters! Oh. I don't know, for some reason I really like this. It's nice, simple combat. This is the opposite of what Zelda 2 felt like combat-wise. I don't want it to count as leaving the room. I'm scared that will reset. Oh yeah, bombs kill spikes too, but I don't believe you can use bombs underwater at all, so what's the point? Also, I really want to know about these spikes because why do they bleed? And more importantly, how do they have sentience to retract on their own? These guys, yeah, these are like a type of clam. That makes sense. But why did Ganon, in his ability to create monsters out of his evil malice, right? Why did he think, aha, clams with spikes? That'll get him. Huh? What? Because that feels to me like that's the implication. Oh, this is just where the monsters were. Never mind. We don't need to go up here. But that wasn't a trap, right? Because there's that right there. Or did we opened this when we killed the monsters, probably? I hope. I think. Okay, yeah, this is leading somewhere. Yes, okay, that's going to be a key, I bet. Pretty sure. Yeah, okay, I'm actually not getting lost early. I normally get lost pretty early in the dungeon, but no, we're good. Oh, shit. I'm waiting on a call from Social Security for my wife to change an appointment because you can't do it yourself and you can't call the doctor they send you to change the appointment. But now I don't have any phone service and I'm so scared he's going to call while I don't have service. Ugh.